Has this ever happened to you? You turn on the bike and it dies. You turn it on again and it dies again. You turn it on a third time. Oh, it looks stable. Give it a rev and you're ready to go. So why does this happen on our ADVs? This. This is why. This small pipe is the reason why our bike struggles. Now why does this happen? So our bikes are fuel injected systems, right? And the pipe provides the fuel to the engine. If anything reduces the flow of fuel, the bike is going to struggle. What you saw in the beginning of the video is just this. Bike tries to start up, not enough fuel goes into the engine, it dies off. The third time, the ECU got the hint that it's not enough fuel for the bike, and since ADV 390 is ride-by-wire, it automatically revs the engine to increase the input of the fuel into the engine. More fuel, more RPM, more power. So at each point in time, the engine is getting less than what it needs. It's struggling, so it stutters. It's not smooth, and all because of one small pipe. Now let's go back to the pipe and see how this happens. If you see the pipe, you will notice three bends. One here, and one here. The current pipe is also not as hard, so it bends easily. These three bends make the pipe narrower than it actually is, and reduce the flow. Thankfully, KTM, being a good company, found this issue and is replacing it with a new pipe. This one. It comes pre-bent at the places where it was bending before and causing the fuel output to reduce. And it's much harder material. Even when I bend it, it doesn't constrict the flow of fuel. So how much does this pipe cost? It's priceless. Just kidding, you can get it changed at your service center for free. They will open up your fairings and your fuel tank and replace the existing pipe with a new one. I can't tell you how smooth the bike becomes after this change. It's so smooth, no stuttering. So get it done as soon as you can. The next thing I need to talk about is the QuickShifter. Guys, I ride only using the QuickShifter in the city, in highways, whatever. I never use the clutch unless I absolutely have to, which is either in stop and go traffic or if I need the bike to move from a standstill. QS is such an amazing thing, I can't believe you guys are not using it. So I'm going to tell you how to use the QS. Above 2k RPM on your bike, without releasing the throttle, shift up completely to go into the next gear. Don't touch the clutch. Similarly, when shifting down, release the throttle and then shift down. That's all. If you press on the clutch while doing this, it will jerk a bit because it's not using the quick shifter. If you release the throttle when quick shifting up, then it's not quick shifting, it's clutchless upshifting, and that is bad for your clutch plates. Shifting from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 jerk at times. Above 3 it's super smooth, and the jerks at lower gears I've noticed is because I instinctively either release the throttle or press the clutch. If even after doing all this your QS still jerks or gets stuck or something, get QS learning done at your service center. What they will do is they will reset your ECU, put the bike on a paddock stand, and then at 2k RPM shift all the way up using QS. Then come all the way down again using QS. Then put into neutral using the clutch. If you absolutely hate the service center or your service center is very far away and you have a paddock stand, you can do this yourself. Just take out your battery, keep it aside for around 10 hours, the ECU will get reset, then do the same process. This process is just 20 minutes at the service center though. QS learns as you use it. My QS was super smooth even before I did the learning because I used it thoroughly. After learning, it got much better. If you don't use it and you didn't do the learning, it won't be smooth. Get the learning done. Use the QS correctly. It's not going to be as smooth as the QS on a superbike, but it's still damn good. Number 3. MTC. So we all know the bug with the MTC turning back to on state whenever you switch it off, bike stutters, or if you use the quill switch. The MTC going back to on state when you switch off the bike is a safety feature. I don't know why it's there, but it's there in the manual. So I've met a lot of people who have this issue, and I also notice a couple of others like me who don't have this all the time. At times it does happen, but most of the time if I put it to off state, unless I switch off the bike, it remains in off state. This probably has something to do with my battery. It always stays at 12.6 volt, while others stay at 12.4 volt, and it goes down if you keep the bike on. But mine always stays at 12.6 volt. I got the battery jackpot. So I think it's some bug related to the battery voltage and the MTC. So if we send mails to KTM India, they will probably fix this bug. So please send mails to KTM India. I'll add the email ID in the description. The last thing is sprockets. In my first service, I put 14 teeth sprocket on the front. Did the bike feel different? Absolutely. It's like a totally different bike. It's literally ready to race. Easy pickup, no need to shift down at speed bumps, lot of low end torque. People say more torque, more torque. It's not more torque. Torque is force. Power is force times RPM. More low end power means you get torque at lower RPM. More high end power means you get torque at higher RPM. 15 teeth you get torque at higher RPM, which means pickup at higher RPM, lower gear ratio and higher speeds. 14 teeth you get torque at lower RPM, pickup at lower RPM, higher gear ratio, lower speeds. Now in real life situation, after using both bikes, how does it translate? 15 teeth you already know how it is. The pickup at high speeds is good. In 14 teeth you get so much power at low end speeds. Bike goes in first gear around 9 km per hour without any throttle. Gear comparison for second gear, on 15 teeth it starts at 24 km per hour. On 14 teeth it only starts at 16 km per hour, which means 8 km per hour you can go less and it still won't stutter. Third gear starts at 34 km per hour on 15 teeth, and on 14 teeth it only starts at 28 km per hour. After fuel pipe change this might vary because there's a new fuel pipe, more fuel is going to the engine, so stuttering might reduce. Approximately the difference is about 6 to 8 km per hour at low speeds. At high speeds, me and my friend Aryan Rajesh, we both tried both bikes for about 20 minutes. His is the stock bike. Mine was much smoother with the 14 teeth and a lot of acceleration. You can't catch the 14 teeth ADV with the 15 teeth easily. But the bike revs more and you feel that it's at higher RPM. 14 teeth reached about 161 km per hour and 15 teeth reached about 164 km per hour. But this is just one sample, so it could easily vary with different bikes. So all in all, go for the 14 teeth, right? Sounds good. Less stuttering at low speeds, more acceleration, more low end power. Yes, it's a good and cheap mod for just 195 rupees at the KTM service center. The only issue being that it revs higher, makes more sound and produces more heat. So these three are pretty bad things, right? So is there a better way? Yes, you can get a 47 teeth rear sprocket. More teeth means more area for the chain to run over, so it's less wear and tear, and it also produces less heat. Each front teeth is about 2.3 of the rear. Adding 14 teeth to the front increases low end and decreases high end by about 6%, which is a big difference. A 47 teeth rear sprocket does the same by about 4%, which is much more balanced. It is more expensive, about 3.1k from Sparrow Tech, and I've already ordered mine and it's in process. And it's also more effort because you have to take the wheel off, put the new sprocket and fit the wheel back. It's around 1 day effort. You can check out Silent Biker KV's rear sprocket video in the description. That's it guys, thank you. Hope this helps.